Alright, this is my 2003 Infiniti G35. Let's do a quick walk around. So a few blemishes, a little bit on the paint right there. Spot on the grill. Several little dings here and there. Nothing too bad, except for this quarter panel. It's been pushed out some. This quarter panel did have some rust on it. I can show you some photos or film of how that was repaired. It was completely cut out and repaired with fiberglass, so there's no chance that I would just about guarantee you that it won't be rusting for years. Bumper cover there, and this bumper cover not too long ago was actually backed up into, it was taken off, a heat gun was put to it, and it was pushed out to where it's not too noticeable. It's not noticeable from probably 10-15 feet. You get much closer and you can see a little bit of waves in the bumper and on the corner right there. And then this here, this is another spot. There was just a bit of some start of some rust coming up on that quarter panel, and down here in this corner, right in that corner of the quarter panel. That again was cut out completely, and that should be good to go for several years, if not more. But that was kind of a quick finish job, as in it's not a perfect match to the rest of the paint, but it's, so if you get up close, real close cosmetically, you can notice it, but it is more structurally sound, or should I say, or the rust shouldn't come back. Here you can't see because the paint's wet, but there are lots of little pop marks in the clear coat at the top there. I previously was thinking of either putting maybe a wrap on top of the roof, or getting it repainted. But it is black paint, and black paint is not too great long term, but during the time I had the car, it was well maintained. With it was waxed pretty frequently. Here, this weather stripping was starting to pull away, and there were a little bit of leaks coming through towards the windshield, and so I pulled that up and put some silicone sealant down to help keep that from getting any worse. Here, the tires are just about brand new, probably 5,000 miles at the most on them. 70,000 mile tires. Those should last for a very long time. Firestone fuel fighters, or Firestone Champion, I believe. Yep, Firestone Champion fuel fighters. Good tires. Recommended by a mechanic of ours. Good stuff here. It's a little messy right now, but not too bad. Start the car up. Okay, so you can see the mileage there, 175, 880. I've driven this car for probably the past 2 years. It's been a great car for me. There are little issues that come up here and there with, I suppose, any car that's a little bit older like this, 2003. Little issues with brakes here and there, but the brakes, actually all the pads have been replaced. I believe the front ones were replaced within probably 15,000 miles, and the rear ones probably about 10,000 miles. I'll just kind drive it around on the road here so you get a sense, maybe a little more of what it's like. Motor is very strong. It's got 170, almost 176,000 miles on it. I bought it with about 100, I believe it was 145. And with that, right before I bought it, the engine was taken out to have the rear main seal replaced on it. The person I bought it from assured me that the motor drivetrain with that, he assured me that I wouldn't regret buying it, and I can't really say otherwise, because it has been a strong motor for me, and the thing it pulls, I mean, these engines are notoriously reliable. I'm actually going to do a U-turn here, I believe, but these motors are notoriously reliable and strong motors. I believe they're 265 horsepower and 280 some pound-feet of torque. But I haven't really had any issues with it. These motors they're known to go through oil some. I probably go through about a quart every maybe 3,000 miles at the most, maybe less. I'll do a U-turn. Maybe I'll give just a little bit of gas here for you. So, I mean, it's got plenty of power. Steering is tight on this as well. These things handle tremendously. Suspension parts, a lot of them have been replaced by me, not necessarily me, but a mechanic of mine, or actually of my father's, but it's a long story. But originally when I bought the car around 145, 150,000 miles, I sent this up to Iowa. My dad has kind of a trusted mechanic he's known for years. That's Firestone mechanic, been a mechanic for probably several decades. And he kind of goes through any car that we'll have with a bit of a fine-tooth comb, and checks them out, fixes anything that needs done. A lot of the front suspension parts have been replaced, and some of the rear. That is one of the issues that you might have though with these type of cars, is the suspension parts that can go out with the higher mileage. A lot of these have been redone, but it is just something to be aware of. Anyway, it cruises smoothly. Alignment was done fairly recently. Like I had said, the tires, it's got great tires on it, 70,000 mile tires on it. Firestone Fuel Fighter Champion, I believe is what they're called. Done about 5,000 miles ago, I believe it was. Lots of tread on them. Smooth, quiet, comfortable tires. Here's some squeaking back there, but that's actually, I've got some dog food that I got in the back seat right now. Turn on the AC here for you. Automatic climate control. It's a little bit loud right now because it's a hot day. I'll turn that down a couple spots. But climate control works great. AC works pretty well. Blows cold. Let's see. Occasionally on really cold mornings, sometimes you'll hear a little bit of a squeal from one of the vent motors. It goes away after a half minute or so, or if you turn it off and back on, it works pretty well. But again, that's one of those things that you get with a car of this age. Little things here and there. More gas again. I've been pretty good to this car. This car, like a lot of my cars, I end up kind of treating them like I'm going to drive them forever. I was planning on keeping this for probably up until about 250,000 miles. But I ended up getting a kind of a cheaper runaround car that kind of suits what I need in this stage of my life right now. Just kind of a starting up a small business, so it just kind of fits the nature of what I need. It's got a hatch and that kind of thing, so I can do some hauling with it. But yeah, let's see what else we have. CD player does not work. It hasn't worked since I've gotten the car. I don't use CDs, so I guess I never bothered with any of it. I do use the cassette connector for your phone if you want to play your phone Bluetooth or phone music, I should say. But the radio works. Sounds pretty well, especially when you hook it up to your phone or something like that. These speakers are pretty high quality speakers. It's got a subwoofer stock in the back. It's got the Bose system. Let's see, tape, AM, FM, satellite radio connectivity. I've never used anything with that. Let's see. On the steering wheel, it has the radio up and down. These are really solid feeling buttons. All these buttons work. Cruise control works. Let's see, you got your power window. All of them are power up and down, or excuse me, front and both front windows are power up and down. Let's see what else. Right now, the light on that shift column down there, the lights at night are not working. I haven't bothered to replace them. It shows the indicator right on the gauge, so I just haven't bothered with that. But heated seats work well. Two-way heated seats. The passenger heated seat button, that's another one of those lights that does not work. Not sure if you can see that, probably not, but that one does not work. This one does, but the heated seat does work. It's just the light does not light up. It's got the two glove boxes over there. I'm not sure if you see this trim piece is actually broken somewhat, but it doesn't affect any function of it. It's not really noticeable, so I guess I haven't bothered with it. I thought about just putting some glue on there just to tie it up a little bit. We do have, not sure how well you can see, but we've got the sunroof up there. It works well. I'll open that for you. You just press it once and it opens all the way. You have light. Press it once more and it closes up. Other than that, let's see, transmission shifts smoothly. It's got the manual override for it, and it's kind of a true manual override where it holds the gear completely, whether or not you're caring or interested about that. But let's see, kind of interesting up there, you've got that command center. You might not be able to see that, but you've got your compass there, north, east, west, south, and you've got indication of, it tells you your climate control, tells you outside temperature. Not sure how well that works. I don't know how well any of them work in cars, it seems like, but then we've got, well, it says 66 right now, which might not be too far off. Well, no, actually that's colder or warmer than that, but anyway, it's got the clock right there. Overall, the car is really pretty mechanically sound. Like I said, car of this year. These Infinitis, they're pretty solid cars, but there are little things that happen here and there with them. We've got, yeah, for the most part, it seems to be like basic little suspension parts. You might notice little thunks or thuds here or there. I try to be careful on how I'm driving or where I'm driving at. I live out in the suburbs here, so most of the roads are pretty smooth, so I don't run into, so it kind of holds up the suspension a little bit better. And then otherwise, brakes, like I said, they've been done recently. Those are things that you might, occasionally there'll be a little squeal here or there, but they work great. The car stops really well. Gas mileage is so-so on these cars. I mean, it's a kind of a sport sedan or sport luxury car, so it's not tremendous by any means. It's actually, I can't recall what they're rated. I want to say they're 17 city and 23, 24, 25 highway, somewhere around there. Most of the time on the highway, if say going around 70 or so, you'll get close to 20, right around 25, I want to say. City is high teens. High to mid, well, yeah, it depends how you're driving. Yeah, other than that, I guess I could take it on the highway for you, but I mean, the thing drives very smoothly. It's a really mechanically pretty strong car. Like I said, I was kind of planning on keeping it for a while. I wouldn't be afraid. Like, well, I'm not too concerned. If I don't sell it, in some ways, I wouldn't mind keeping it for longer. It's a pretty nice car. It's smooth, comfortable, lots of luxuries in it. And I mean, yeah, it's a solid car. 2003 Motor Trend Car of the Year. These were really highly rated. It's one of the reasons why I got it. Was back in the day, I always wanted one of these cars, and I just happened to pick it up from Craigslist a couple years back when the car I was driving was involved in hit and run accident, and I was waiting on any sort of insurance check to come through, and just wanted to get a car to have a car to drive. And I didn't plan on keeping it as long as I did, but it's worked out pretty well for me. It's a fun car. So anyway, that's it for now. Yeah, give me this car is for sale, so hopefully this video helped you get a little bit better idea of what the car is all about, and we can yeah, so if you're interested, let me know.